Welcome back to another exciting episode of North Coast Craftsman. I know it's been a super long time since you guys have seen us here on YouTube. We've been extremely busy. I haven't had time to make YouTube videos. As some of you may know, I do have another job, and my job tends to keep me pretty busy through the summer and the fall months. So, with that being said, stuff around here is about to change. We are going to switch from farming mode into woodworking mode. So for you guys, that means a lot more entertainment and a lot more videos, and I hope that makes you guys extremely excited. So today, we're going to be building a whiskey shelf. One like none other that we've built before. We're going to be using black pipe and wood. Now, some of you are probably wondering to yourself, pipe and wood together? What's that even going to look like? Well, if you guys stick around for the next parts of the video, you're going to find out. Okay guys, so the very first thing that we have to do is get out our pipe. We'll put our pipe together, and that will decide how big the backing of our whiskey shelf has to be. So once I get the pipe together, we'll come back and I'll show you exactly what we used and how to put it together, and I'll go through all the fine details once I have it all together. Basically, what we got here is two supports. This is going to support the upper shelf or the lower shelf, and this one is going to support the opposite of this. So these are going to sit against your backing, and then your shelf's going to sit on top. This is where you're going to put your wine, your whiskey, whatever you got. Then you have the rail. So the rail is going to obviously make sure that nothing falls off of the shelf. So we're going to talk a little bit about what goes into each of these. So these are just nipples. These are 8-inch nipples. And then on the sides here, we have 5-inch nipples. So what you're going to need to connect these to your backing is going to be a flange on each side. So you're going to need 2 flanges. You're going to need 2 5-inch nipples. You're going to need 2 elbows. You're going to need 2 8-inch nipples. And then you're going to need a union. For this whiskey rack, it's going to be a double shelf. So we're going to multiply this by 2. So if yours is a little different, modify it that way. So essentially we have the exact same thing twice. So our next thing that we have to do is we're going to measure to the outside of these flanges. That is going to decide how wide our glue up is going to be for our back. Okay, so now that we have our panel glued up for the back, the next step is going to be to sand all this glue off and get this nice and flat So that's going to be our next step. We're going to start with 80 grit sandpaper and we're going to work our way all the way up to 220. We are back now. We've got our 2 shelves cut out and made. So our next step is going to be to figure out where these shelves are going to sit, and we're going to screw the shelves onto the back. So in order to do that, we're going to take our brace, we're going to center that, and we're going to put it where we want it. And then we're going to screw both shelves down to the back. So now that the backing and the shelves are all stained and finished, our next step is going to be to center our braces on the first shelf and the second shelf. So in order to do that, we're basically going to take a measurement from here to here and from here to here and make sure that that measurement is equal on both sides. So we're going to do that for the top and the bottom, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to put in the supports for your bottles. So for the braces that hold the bottles, I'm aiming to put them at about the 3 inches above, 3 to 3.5 inches above the shelf. So that's where I'm going to put them. That should give the bottle enough stability to where if it tips backwards, it's going to hit this and it's not going to have enough momentum to keep carrying backwards. But it'll also give you enough room to reach in and pull a bottle out. So I'm going to shoot for about 3 inches. That'll give us enough room to do everything and be safe. So we're going to put these on, and then when we're done with that, we'll come back and we'll show you the finished product. Now that the whiskey shelf is finally completed, the next thing I'm going to go over with all of you is the specifications on how to build this whiskey shelf. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the wood components. Now for this build, everything here that you see that's wood is all 1x6s, pine 1x6s. So the shelf is a full 1x6 cut at 22.25 inches long, as well as this shelf. Now the back is 5 boards that were all 1x6s that were ripped down to 4.5 inches. All of these boards were stained with dark walnut stain and then polyed with water-based poly. Now moving on to the pipe components. So we're going to start with these bottom shelf supports, and this goes from a flange to an 1.5 inch nipple to a 90-degree elbow, back to an 1.5 inch nipple, back to flange. And that's how this one and this one are both built. So very simple, 3/4 inch black pipe. Now for these bottle supports, these are going to keep your bottles from falling off your shelf, obviously, if you guys didn't know that. So in order to build this, you're going to go from flange to 5-inch nipple, 90-degree elbow, 8-inch nipple, union, 8-inch nipple, 90-degree elbow, 5-inch nipple, flange. Now you're going to screw your flanges onto your boards. That's going to keep this secure. Now with all that being said, this is exactly how we build our whiskey shelf. Now talking between here, we like to put about 15 inches between the shelves when we do it like this, so that you have enough room to pull your bottle out and put it back in. Now between your pipes and your backing, we like to put about 5 inches, so that if you do have bigger bottles or odd shaped bottles, there's room for those on your shelf too. Now between the pipes, there's about 18 inches on both top and the bottom. So you can fit probably 3 bigger bottles here and 3 bigger bottles here, or probably 4 if you mix and go with some smaller and some bigger. So this shelf can hold roughly 6 to 8 bottles when full. All right guys, with all that being said, this is the end of the video. So please, if you guys are interested in anything else that we do, go visit us on our Facebook and Instagram page at North Coast Craftsman. There you'll find projects like this and any other projects that we've done in the past, and you'll be able to see some of our pricing and some of the other options that we have available. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys will enjoy the next videos to come. Thank you guys for watching.